still trying to understand what exactly the Avengers 3 will be about. I know it has to do with the gems and like the spoiler thing with like he's trying to collect all the gems, and we see a little bit of the gems, and you saw the whatever that Tesseract had a gem in it, or has a gem in it. You saw, well, Vision has a gem in it, so something bad's gonna happen to Vision. You all know that.
Yeah, that or he's just gonna get ripped out of his forehead.
And then they're gonna have to put it back to bring him back. But like, and then like Guardians of the Galaxy had another one, and there's I forget how many.
And then there was the one in Dark World.
Okay, there was one in Dark World. Okay.
There's 5? Is it 4 or 5 gems? I think it's.
I thought he had like 4 here.
Honest, 5. I've lost track.
I think it's 5. So to our knowledge, there's. Well,
no, I think there might be 6.
I want to double check.
I thought the number was 6.
See, I don't want any hardcore Marvel fans to get upset here.
All I know is that they have a collection of gems that he decorates his glove with, and he's going to be super powerful.
This is just how well prepared we are for the show. We don't even know how many.
We need a graphic that has all the gems up afterwards.
See, I guess the problem is that we've had too many movies. We've had too many of this mystical item that has random
that's
powers,
the thing is
this
like
mystical item that has random powers.
That's the thing is he's trying to collect the gems.
Yeah.
He's trying to collect his
and that's fine.
He's trying to bedazzle his glove.
That's fine.
Right?
That's fine.
But it's still confusing because all the gems look the same. And they all have different meanings, and I'm still like trying to get it that, and I think some other people, that's the thing is they're not sure either, because I had to look it up.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
And it's hard to
understand.
understand.
Somebody like me who hasn't read the comic books and all that, I just feel like by the time I see Infinity Wars Part 2, I still won't understand.
I feel like they needed something where, okay, this is it.
There's 6.
Okay, that's what I thought.
6.
Now, can I just throw this out there?
Go ahead.
Just a real quick sidebar. Can you imagine 20 years from now when this thing is all over? And Marvel, and like, you know, like I'm just imagining I have a future kid or whatever.
And you're trying to explain it?
And I'm trying to show them all these movies, but then I'm gonna like, no, you gotta watch Iron Man, and then Hulk, and now the Avengers.
Honestly,
now Thor
you don't
2,
have to watch
Captain
any of the
America 2.
Iron Man.
Okay, well, but do you see my point though? Like we're
Yeah.
gonna have like this freaking like MCU box set. And it's gonna be like 20 discs.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be like, okay, you gotta watch it this order, this order, this order,
Okay,
this
so
order.
just so we can clarify. So the Tesseract has the ability to basically control time and space.
Okay.
So as you saw, it opens up the portal, but also it was able to like brainwash people. I don't know. That's
see that again. Doesn't
no,
make sense.
yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It's never explained. Why can it control people's minds?
No.
We're never told.
Well,
why does it open up the? Oh no, it wasn't the No, didn't the Tesseract help open up a portal?
No, the Tesseract helped open up the portal for them. Right. But I was saying. So I thought Loki's staff was the one that controlled people, because remember when he touched your heart?
Oh, it did. That's right. That's right.
He was able to control, but he couldn't control.
There are two light blue substances that I can't even keep track anymore.
Right.
That's why I keep confusing them.
And then there was the weird. Well, I didn't even see a gem in Thor 2. That thing wasn't it that like
the
stuff?
Ether?
Yes.
The ether.
I just call it.
Yeah.
Because it was floating there.
Also known as.
Yeah, and Natalie Portman got some.
Oh, by the way, what a waste of a great actress.
She's not. Why?
Natalie
She's
Portman?
not in it.
No. Why is she Jane? Like, out of all the roles she could have been in a Marvel movie, like, Jane's character is the most useless. She's stuck in Thor's world only because apparently they can't bring her into the Avengers for no reason
Well, it
whatsoever.
could just be Natalie Portman's like, no, I'll just do the Thor movies.
I know, I'm just saying, what a shame.
Just let me sign a contract
What
for
a shame that is.
So then there's the Mind Stone, which has the ability to subjugate a person's mind.
So
That's what the Vision has.
Okay, that makes sense because that was Loki's scepter.
Right.
But then
That's
also
when he
had
touched you.
Ultron.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
was
right.
That's right. So never mind. So the Tesseract. Sorry, we got that mixed up. The Tesseract was not in the scepter. The Tesseract was used to break time.
That's the cue.
Loki's scepter controls
I'm gonna
the
draw
mind.
this.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I was explaining to Amber, is that like they're both light blue substances. You're gonna.
And then
I've gotten them confused at this point.
And then you have Aether or Ether, whatever you want to call it.
Thank you for drawing.
Well, the red one.
Yeah. Well,
one.
But it was a gem. I just never saw it. I just saw it as like.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what it was.
Basically, that one bends reality.
Okay, that makes sense because Natalie Portman was doing some kind of like bending.
No, that's the convergence that created the portal holes. But again,
like where they like threw the stuff in and then she went in.
Yeah, that's because of the convergence
and then,
created the portals.
And then you have the Power Stone, which was in Guardians of the Galaxy. And that one's just basically like an energy orb.
That just messes up worlds.
But wasn't that destroyed though? Because
no.
It wasn't destroyed.
No, they gave it to that police force they gave it to Glenn Close.
Yes.
Oh.
Cruella DeVille has.
Glenn Close, I forget what the guard, that. That right. I don't know what they're. Yes, the Nova Corp. The Nova Corp has it in like a little box, and they're safekeeping it. Mm-hmm.
So we know of. So far, we've seen 4
out of the 6.
Out of the 6. So there are 2 more still out there. Let me see which ones we are currently missing.
But we don't know if what's his face. Who's the Thanos? Does he have any of the stones?
Good question.
I still don't even know
the teaser at the end, which was kind of lame, was just him again. Which I mean, I've
got no more new information on Thanos ever since
the ending.
The first Avengers movie.
The little like side like thing at the end of the credits was him like grabbing the gloves like I'll do it myself, but I don't think there was any. But you saw the little holes.
The end credit scene makes me do research to find out what it actually is.
Yeah, well, it's going to be his bedazzled glove.
So now we are missing the Soul Stone, Soul Gem. And the Time Gem.
Okay, so the Soul Gem. Mm-hmm. What does that do?
That I don't know. I'm just reading the names here. And then there's the Soul Gem and the Time Gem. So even the Tesseract.
The Time Gem just makes sense. Probably control time. You can go in and out of time.
Yeah, pause time. And then the Soul Gem, I'm imagining what like. You take a person's soul. I don't know what the purpose of that, but those are the other 2 that have not been covered
yet. Which most likely will be covered in one of the upcoming. Right. Not like Cap 3, but probably one of the newer ones. Like most likely, like I have a feeling like Doctor Strange.
Yes.
His will probably deal with one of them, and then
maybe the other Guardians movie.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't see Black Panther having one. I feel like Black Panther is just
I don't think we should really. I mean, at this point, Marvel could do anything because it's like we don't know where these other 2 gems are located in like the universe.
I mean, the other one could be Captain Marvel.
Infinity Wars Part 1 is going to be mostly the new characters. There'll be Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel. Like they'll maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy, like they'll be in Part 1,
and then Part 2.
And then Part 2 will bring in Thor and if Captain. Again, we're all just speculating.
Captain will be in there somehow.
See, right. I guess like another issue I have is like like movies like Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 is not a good movie, but a lot of people blasted for having multiple villains.
And but that's the thing.
But we give the Avengers a free pass
because
when they throw in way more characters than any standard movie would have.
Because they can use it better. I mean, look at like I have a whole issue with X-Men. It's Wolverine and friends, and the other X-Men in there. That's supposed to be a team movie, and it's a horrible movie because they don't know how to work a team. When you see Avengers, and even Avengers 2, I mean, they still worked as a team. Like, the best parts were when they're all together and working, and, like, when Thor and Cap are, like, working with, like, his shield and the hammer to go back, and even, like, with, like, Iron Man and all of them working together, that's the best part, and it's equal. But, like, there's other movies that have it, and they don't. So I have faith that they know how to use it.
I mean, I guess for me, I just feel like it's a little bit of oversaturation at this point. I feel like I've seen the same movie about 3 times now.
Well, you've seen the same characters about a couple times.
Which is why
Avengers 1, Avengers 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, and to a degree Captain America.
Which is
all
why
have felt like the same movie.
Which is why I think
multiple sequels.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Which is why I'm thinking like these new standalone movies that are going to be coming out is going to be exactly what Marvel needs. You're gonna have
fresh faces.
Fresh faces, exactly.
If it was a fresh face other than Ant-Man,
because think about it. Like we don't know what other cameos, like some of the more familiar faces, will have in these other standalone movies. I'm sure some of them will pop up over the course of Phase 3, but with Ant-Man, though, again, he's going to kind of kick off, even though they're saying Ant-Man's technically the end of Phase 2, like, it's not kicking off Phase 3 like Civil War does. That's really kind of bizarre since Age of Ultron just finished.
Yeah.
But, again, you're going to have a new face, new hero, new villains. It'll be different. And then Civil War, of course, will bring everyone back. But then you won't see another familiar face until Thor, the next Thor movie.
But which will come right after, though.
No,
they pushed everything back.
Thor Ragnarok is actually
like
closer to the end of Phase 3 because you're gonna get
they said like Thor,
Spider-Man, Black Panther,
Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange. I think Black Panther and I think Doctor Strange comes out right near Thor.
I want to double check.
I know Thor 3 and then like Doctor Strange and Black Panther I think are all kind of close. Then I think Captain Marvel, which figures they take the female one that everybody wants to see is kind of near the end. But I think she might be somewhere between Guardians of the Galaxy. I have a feeling that if they do like their little teaser thing, that they will tease Captain Marvel in Guardians.
So
too.
after Civil War is Doctor Strange. But everything else after Doctor Strange, I think it's pushed up a year.
Because of Spider-Man, they pushed Spider-Man in there.
So then after Spider-Man, it'll be Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Okay, and then it'll be Thor again. So after Civil War, you get 3 movies before you see Thor again, and then it'll be Black Panther, and then Infinity War Part 1, Captain Marvel, Inhumans, and then
No, I thought
Avengers Part 2.
I thought Infinity War. I thought all these come before Infinity War.
Oh, according to their timeline, Captain Marvel and Inhumans take place after Part 1.
Oh, so maybe they'll show up after.
So Avengers.
Okay, and coming from the non.
I thought it was just like
the only film that you just listed that I'm interested in is Spider-Man.
Well,
that's the only.
That was after they pushed everything.
I have a funny feeling. I have a hunch.
Spider-Man fan, so.
I have a hunch that Captain Marvel will be in Infinity Part 1, at least make an appearance.
I think she's going to make an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's also a very
or
good
at least
scenario.
like she'll be the spoiler thing between the credits because I think she is space, but I don't.
But needless to say, this year the only Marvel movie I left is Ant-Man. Next year will be Civil War and Doctor Strange. Then
I'm interested in Doctor Strange.
And then 2017 is going to be pretty jam-packed because I think because 2017 will be Spider-Man, Guardians, and Thor. I think Black Panther.
Once again, only Spider-Man.
And then Black Panther pushed it into 2018. And then 2018 will be Black Panther, Avengers.
Part 1.
Avengers Part 1. 2018 will have 4 movies. It'll be Black Panther, Avengers, Captain Marvel, Inhumans. And then 2019 will cap it all off.
With just the last Marvel movie. And then they'll be like, okay, and then our next thing will be like all.
Now let's start it again!
And then it'll be
but this also is not leaving out the potential for a second Spider-Man movie somewhere.
That most likely, after they get through Avengers 3, then you'll be like, Spider-Man 2.
By the way, I really hope they don't call it Spider-Man the Other Avenger.
No, it's the new Avenger.
The new Avenger. I don't care. I really hope they don't call it that, because that is the worst on-the-nose title I've ever heard.
I would just like to call it,
Just call it Spider-Man.
I would just like to call it, hey, it's Spider-Man. I'm excited to see Ant-Man. I'm excited for Civil War. We think Ant-Man's going to look awesome, and we're taking you, and I think
I watched the trailer. Every time he shrunk down to an ant, I laughed, and not in a good way.
Again, there are, at least with him,
Paul Rudd is funny. I'll give you that, but I don't care about the hero himself. I don't care about Ant-Man.
I think
the fact that he shrinks down to the size of an ant, and you just see cops getting thrown around by nothing. I'm just like, this is
it's the whole emphasis that ants are, based on their size, the strongest creatures on Earth. So amplify that to a human.
Awesome.
I think it makes sense.
It makes sense, but it looks stupid to me. I'm sorry, and the CGI does not look good.
The CGI looked pretty decent to me, but again,
when I saw the Yellow Jacket, once again I laughed.
Well, I mean, it's not out yet, and they can be still working on the movie till like the last hour that they have to. But I mean, there was even some in like Age of Ultron where it didn't look quite done yet. With
right. Well, even
I think it was
what
initially. I don't care for the movie. I don't care about Ant-Man.
You're not excited for Ant-Man.
Well, because he's not familiar to you.
Yeah.
He's not Spider-Man. He's not Captain America.
Unless he's Spider-Man.
I've always known that Ant-Man existed, but I always thought it was stupid.
But
even before I knew it was a movie.
But admittedly, though, Ant-Man's one of Marvel's more obscure.
Just like Iron Man was too.
That doesn't make him worthy of a movie.
Well, people would have said the same thing about Iron Man because Iron Man's
still more respectable concept than Ant-Man.
I think Iron Man and Ant-Man at the time, in the comics, I'm saying because they were picking that he was like a B-grade superhero.
Yeah, Iron Man. That's
fine.
I mean, compared to the Incredible Hulk,
that's fine. But
the Hulk has top billing than Iron Man.
Back in the day, like Fantastic Four took top billing over Iron Man. Like Iron Man was at one point a B-list hero.
Yeah, he was a B-list hero.
Ant-Man only has appeal because of the MCU. If it were to come out as its own standalone film with no connection to anything, no one would care.
But he is.
I guarantee you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care.
Well,
I'm saying,
but that's not how it is, though.
But but I'm saying that. But that's the truth.
But even though
that is the truth.
Except for somebody that's a fan of the Ant-Man comics.
But all right, let's say for instance, say Ant-Man had no connection to the Marvel universe. Let's say Ant-Man wasn't even a Marvel character, and it was just a movie. Just like any other movie, you sit there and you watch the trailer and you judge. I'm going
to be honest with you though. If we looked at it, and I think he would be on the same side with me. If we looked at it, like you said, we didn't know anything about it. It's just something. If I saw that trailer and saw like how he ran up, like he shrinked. And that thing with
I hope you would have laughed and said,
yeah, but the thing was, you were supposed to laugh. It was funny when he was like fighting with the guy, and then the little train fell over.
That one part, yes.
It looks like Honey I Shrunk the Kids with action.
I'm not disagreeing with the fact that it doesn't have humor. I'll agree that it has humor. It doesn't mean it looks very good to me.
I'm willing to bet we'll go see it, and you'll come walking out of the movie theater liking it more than you liked Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I think agree. The same thing. I think you'll like it more than Age of Ultron. I think you'll like it. But you don't know because it's an unknown.
But how many times have you judged something beforehand and then your opinion changed after you actually got to
experience but how many times was I dead on about my judgments too?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I think Ant-Man will be better than both those Spider-Man movies that we hate.
Well, okay.
Okay, yes.
But you're talking about the bottom of the barrel.
I think it's going to be all the way
Here's the absolute worst thing you could possibly have.
And
then you're saying like Ant-Man's like this over it.
I think it'll be a little bit over that.
Yes.
For the people listening, we're hand measuring.
I think Ant-Man my expectation is that
it's going to blow us away.
Because I just think that it's one of those movies where again it's gonna be different, and it's gonna be different in a good way.
Refreshing.
I don't care about Ant-Man.
It's an action. It looks like it's going to be an action comedy.
Right.
Which every Marvel film is.
Right.
No, but this looks more comedic.
Right. And at the same time,
I can just point to Avengers.
No.
Yeah, the first Avengers I can definitely point to. That was a comedic fighting. That's exactly what it was.
No,
but in this case, though, I think they're also playing off of who they cast. And they have Paul Rudd, who is traditionally known as being more of a comedic actor.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And like I said, I like Paul Rudd. And I know you said you like him too.
I do too. Yeah. I think he's a funny guy.
But I'm saying,
and like I said, I'm not denying the movie's sense of humor. I'm just saying I still don't think the movie's going to be very good.
I think it'll be entertaining.
I think it's going to be entertaining. I think it's going to be. I agree. I think it's going to be better than Age of Ultron.
I feel like I'm going to find
I think I'm going to be more entertained by Ant-Man than I will with when I watch Age of Ultron. I think it's going to surprise us. I think it's going to surprise Mike here. And I think he'll be like, oh my God, Spider-Man, who cares? Ant-Man.
Right, yeah, right.
But at the end of the day, if you end up walking away from Ant-Man thinking, I was right, I didn't like it, it was just too goofy or whatever, then that's fine. Which again, we're all entitled to our own opinions here.
And then I want to see in Captain America 3, I want to see Spider-Man and Ant-Man together.
I don't.
Yes.
Yes, I want him to be on his shoulder talking to him and then fighting.
Spider-Man, the two insect-related
Yes. Although I'm more excited for Suicide Squad.
I agree.
Because I love Batman, and I know that's connected.
Yeah.
And I love Batman, but I love the Joker more.
Yeah. Well, and
though I am more in favor of Jack Nicholson's Joker than Heath Ledger, and I know some people think that's sacrilegious.
I feel a episode of Battleground going on.
No, it's just I just like the more jokey Joker instead of like the creepy Joker. I still appreciate both. I appreciate both for their different things, but I prefer the Joker electrocuting with his hand and laughing at you the entire time instead of just like. Though I do like the pencil trick.
Right, and I think Heath Ledger's Joker had just more to do with Christopher Nolan's interpretation of the Batman.
Which I preferred. I preferred more animated.
And like I said, which is why you have to take them for their own.
I mean, we have to see how the Jared Leto Joker is going to play out.
I'm hoping that they will combine both.
I hope so.
Which I think that's the thing with their Jokers was they took parts of the comic of different parts of the Joker and kind of made them separated. But I'm hoping this one will be both together, where he's crazy like Jack Nicholson, but he's got this weird sadistic side. But that is the Joker in general.
Right. I mean, as soon as
it's just
I heard
the look now that all that really matters.
I mean, when you were thinking about it, it's absolutely funny because. You know, when they were talking about the Joker being in Suicide Squad, and you're like thinking, who is going to be the Joker?
Because everybody's thinking of like Heath Ledger's Joker. It's like we can't think of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Right. And then when it's so funny,
Heath Ledger.
Jared Leto.
He should have made his own line. Heath Ledger.
Jared Leto. I mean, I don't think he was. Like if you had a group of people sit down and talk about like who would make a good Joker, who would you consider to be the Joker? I don't think Jared Leto would have been even on the list of the first 10 people you would have thought of.
But it was only after his win.
But the minute he was cast,
the minute he was cast, you're like, that's interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? He's been such an underrated actor for so many years. Well, he's never been a bad actor. I mean, he's been in some bad movies, but you can never say he's that actor where you can say he was never bad. And you know he will go all the way, like with the Fight Club, and then like with.
Dallas Buyers Club.
Dallas Buyers Club, where he lost all the weight, and then what was it, Chapter 23? I think where
20,
he was it
24.
24. Yeah, where he played Chapman.
Yes.
And he like gained all this weight, so he's dedicated.
And then there was I watched on that Mr. Nobody. I don't know if you've ever
I haven't seen it, but
Netflix.
Yeah, I heard it's
that's a decent movie as well.
Yeah.
I mean, because he is basically on the screen like 95% of the time.
Yeah, and he was away a little bit with his band, and then he kind of came back to movies, and and I'm just glad he slowly came back. I mean, I like his music and stuff too, but I was like, he is still a good actor, and it's a shame that he wasn't doing more, and I'm glad that he won that Oscar and is doing more.
And because of the Joker, because of just we have no idea what his origin is. Like the Joker is just like this giant question mark. Like we really know nothing about him other than he's just the thorn in Batman's side, and he just does things because
he's crazy, insane.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't have like.
I'm a dog chasing cars.
Exactly.
Well, I don't do it once. I bought it.
Right. He has like really no actual motivation other than just to do things. Right.
I'm sorry. I'm always gonna go to Heath Ledger.
I am very curious. Like, I mean,
I think he's going to do a great job because I think he's a great actor and I have faith in him. And I've already I already know what the Joker does, and I know that they're going to do a different interpretation. My thing is now that's different is I want to see the Joker with Harley Quinn because that relationship.
We've never seen that before.
The only relationship other than the comic books, which Harley Quinn was only created from the Batman animated series.
Yes.
And then they brought her into the comic books because she got a lot of attention from
really
people watching.
Popular.
Yeah, really popular. And now she is a huge popular fan favorite. And since this is the first time her being on screen, that's another thing too, is where I'm more excited to see Harley Quinn. And I know like her probably role will be a lot more bigger than the Joker. I think he's going to be I don't think he's going to be in Suicide Squad. I think he'll be off and then brought in.
Well, there's also been talk that he could be the reason for the Suicide Squad.
Oh God, that would be awesome.
Like, because like I'm curious to to see because I mean there have been rumors about the plot. Like
I've been hearing though it's awesome. Even Tom Hardy, who was supposed to be in it and then said he couldn't do it, schedule conflicts, said it's awesome.
Yeah.
And that Joker and Harley Quinn scenes are awesome.
I hope so.
Well,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
I mean, because my understanding is that there is at some point there's going to be a rift put between the Joker and Harley Quinn because like they hint that maybe the Joker. Well, they're hinting that the Joker may have killed Robin. Or whatever.
Well, there's in the Batman versus Superman. There's supposedly a female Robin. There's been many Robins. There's lots of Robins.
There have been many Robins. Like there have been so many different Robins. and I can't remember.
He killed a specific one. He's
killed the Joker.
I think he killed
Jason.
We'll
see.
Jason Todd, yes.
And he became Red Hood.
Jason Todd came back. Was resurrected through the Lazarus pit and became Red Hood. Yes.
Spoiler.
But anyway, why don't we make this the last comment, all right? Because we're running a little bit on time.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Jared Leto. I'm more curious to see his Joker than I am to see Ben Affleck's Batman.
I agree.
I mean, that like 100%. Both of them. I want to see Suicide. If I had to choose, like you can only go and see one movie and not the other one. I'm going to go see Suicide Squad.
I thought of that the other day, and I 100% agree.
And also,
if you were forcing me to choose between Batman vs Superman or Suicide Squad, I'm watching Suicide Squad.
And also, this is DC is actually for once going to beat Marvel to the punch because at least the Spider-Man people, Sony want to do the Sinister Six.
Right.
That's obviously been tabled. They still apparently want to do it, and they want to build off whatever they do with this new version of Spider-Man. But DC's going to beat them to the punch with the villain team up.
And it'll probably be a better movie too.
This is the one time that DC holds the upper hand against Marvel.
I mean, and even the Justice League movie, even though they're like people are like, I want to see all this. No, I would see Suicide Squad again or a Suicide Squad 2 over all of them. I love the Joker and all that stuff. I don't even care. Like they can all die because like Harley Quinn, the Joker, are going to be at least the last people walking away, and I'm just going to be like, I'm watching this.
And also leads to believe like I guess the Joker would have to be considered for like whatever standalone Batman movie happens, but that's another story.
I'll just wait for Batman 2 or whatever their thing is because whenever the Joker is in it, I will watch it.
Well, you know what? Like I said, it is about a year down the line. We're bound to talk about it again.
They're filming it right now.
Exactly.
Which I'm very excited for. Showing pictures.
And I like those pictures of Margot Robbie.
We're going midnight.
Just real quick, did you see that image that leaked? Because that promo picture they released of Leto as the Joker with all the tattoos and stuff like that.
I really hope they don't go with that.
Well, they released. There's another side of the picture where it shows Harley Quinn tattooing the Joker.
I heard that was fan made.
Fan-made?
Yeah, but it was awesome either way. I was like, yeah, that should
But do you know what though? But if that were like real, which who knows?
It totally makes sense.
But it makes sense though, because then because that's Harley Quinn putting her interpretation of like the Joker all over the Joker.
That's awful. I mean,
but you know what? I was like, that's that's their relationship.
But it makes it an easier pill to swallow if that were the case. Of the Joker just
we were talking about relationship with Bruce Banner and Black Widow. Like, I want to see the relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn.
Well, that is like the relationship in all comics.
It's such a fucked up relationship, but it's so romantic.
Forget about Superman and Lois Lane and Spider-Man and Mary Jane or whatever.
Who cares about everybody else?
Joker and Harley Quinn is the most entertaining couple in comics.
I saw a picture of her like in her costume, and I know she has a jacket that says "Property of the Joker," and then she has a like chain collar, and it says "Puddin'," and I was like, yes. I was like, yes.
Very exciting.
I'm also curious to see how close she gets to Tara Strong's like voice. Well, if she does,
think
so she has to.
She's gonna do it. I mean, if you saw her in Wolf of Wall Street with her, like, and she's from Australia, and she's doing like this, like Jersey, New York.
That's true. That's true.
I was like, I didn't even know she was Australian until I saw an interview. I was like, okay, yep, all right.
I can't wait to see a trailer. I think then I'll be.
I'm hoping trailer Comic-Con because they're gonna show up at Comic-Con.
Might be a little too early. Well, wait, when's Comic-Con?
No. Comic-Con's in July, early July. Or early
mid-July. Too early.
They're already filming now, so they'll have a teaser.
I think at least first full trailer with Star Wars.
Could be.
Probably.
Yeah. I think they might show like a teaser or a clip of something at Comic-Con.
And at the end,
guys,
the Joker laugh.
Oh my God,
It'll
yes.
close out.
Yeah, and I agree.
Because you know they're gonna have to, because Marvel's gonna do with Captain America. They're gonna have a panel there, and they'll probably do something with Spider-Man. So they have to go against them.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely.
Oh my God. I'm so excited right now.
No, I am too. Trust me. Don't worry.